When most people head to the airport, they face the same routine: crowded check-in counters, endless security lines, overpriced coffee, and cramped waiting areas. But for billionaires, that world does not exist. They bypass the chaos entirely, disappearing into secret airports and hidden terminals that most of us will never even see. These places are designed to keep the ultra-wealthy away from public view, offering luxury, privacy, and security at a level that feels unreal. Today, we are uncovering the secret airports and private terminals only billionaires use, and trust me, once you hear what goes on behind those closed doors, you will never look at your own airport the same way again. Let's start with private terminals at major airports. They're one of the most exclusive secrets in commercial travel. The lounges that business-class travelers rave about are not these ones. They are completely separate facilities, but sometimes visible from the main airport, but sometimes completely away from it. Billionaires are taken straight from their cars into these exclusive areas, where customs, security, and check-in take place behind velvet curtains. They never entered the primary terminal. For them, flying is a stress-free, invisible process. One of the most famous examples is in Los Angeles, where celebrities and billionaires often fly in and out using a facility called the Private Suite, now known simply as PS. It appears to be yet another ordinary building near LAX from the outside, but on the inside, it's a quiet luxury world. Daybeds, fully equipped kitchens, bathrooms, and even a personal staff are all provided to each guest in their very own private suite. Passengers can unwind while all paperwork and security checks are handled privately, so they don't have to wait in line. They are taken from the tarmac to the plane steps in a high-end vehicle when it's time to board. No paparazzi, no crowds, no waiting. Here's something fascinating. The cost of these private terminals is high. A PS annual membership can cost thousands of dollars, and a PS membership can cost thousands more for each use. However, the convenience and privacy outweigh the cost for billionaires. Imagine boarding your flight on time at an international airport 15 minutes early, while sipping champagne in a velvet armchair. They live in a world like that. However, Los Angeles is only one illustration. In London, billionaires often use Heathrow VIP, an invitation-only terminal that is so discreet most regular travelers do not even know it exists. The Heathrow VIP offers guests a completely different arrival and departure experience because it is away from the main terminals. Private butlers handle luggage, Michelin-starred chefs prepare meals, and security is seamless. The wealthy's cars are allowed to pull up to the door, and passengers are taken directly to their planes. Just like in LA, one of the busiest airports in the world is transformed into a tranquil, personalized haven thanks to this kind of service. Let's go even deeper if you thought that was impressive. Private terminals at commercial airports are not the only option for some billionaires. They can get to completely different airports. These are tiny, hard-to-find facilities that are close to major cities but unnoticed by most travelers. Take, for instance, Teterboro Airport in New Jersey. The ultra-wealthy quietly pass through Teterboro, while millions of passengers pass through New York's JFK or Newark each year. This airport is almost exclusively intended for private jets. It is close to Manhattan and has services and runways designed specifically for business aviation. For billionaires, Teterboro is the ultimate secret escape from the chaos of New York travel. Van Nuys Airport in Los Angeles is another well-known hub for billionaires. Van Nuys is where Hollywood stars, CEOs, and international tycoons actually take off. Whereas LAX manages commercial chaos, the airport handles more private jets than nearly any other in the world. Private hangars, executive lounges, and discreet customs processing make its facilities luxurious. It is laughable to wait in line with the public at Van Nuys. Every step is made to order, and every need is expected. Let us pause for a moment to reflect on the fact that these airports are not just about comfort. They are also about security. Being noticed or approached in public could be risky for billionaires. These threats are eliminated by private terminals and secret airports. They use enhanced security teams, off-the-grid entry points, and armored transportation. In some instances, the wealthy motorists never leave the public road. They are driven directly into the facility via secured private roads or underground passages. It's like a shadowy version of an entirely different air travel system. Currently, not all billion-dollar airports are located in the West. In the Middle East, some of the most extravagant facilities can be found. The VIP terminal at Dubai's Al Maktoum International Airport is so extravagant that it feels more like a palace than an airport. The decor is plated in gold, there are private spas, and elite chefs prepare meals in the dining areas. Because the airport is built to handle some of the largest private aircraft in the world, billionaires can effortlessly land their flying palaces there. It's more than just travel, it's also theater, a show of wealth that starts when the plane lands. Another surprising fact is here, billionaires sometimes build their own private airport. That is right, entire runways and facilities built for personal use. Billionaires can land directly at their private islands on privately owned airstrips in the Bahamas. In the Caribbean, Richard Branson's Necker Island has a small private airstrip that is only used by his guests. For these individuals, the idea of using public infrastructure is unnecessary. When you can build your own, why share? However, the hidden terminals utilized by global elites and heads of state may be the most secretive of all. These areas are not marked on public maps, and access is restricted by military-level clearance. These special terminals are reserved for royalty, presidents, and billionaires with the right connections at airports like Paris, Charles de Gaulle, and Moscow Vnukovo. These facilities often contain private meeting rooms, diplomatic lounges, and direct access to government security forces. They function in many ways like miniature embassies in the sky. Keep in mind that ultra-exclusive memberships in private aviation clubs are becoming increasingly popular. Members of some businesses now have guaranteed access to their own private terminals at multiple airports. These clubs are, in essence, airy secret societies where billionaires interact with one another away from the public eye. Deals are made, alliances are made, and luxuries are taken for granted inside. Consider this. Billionaires enter quiet lounges with marble floors and private staff, while regular travelers deal with lost luggage, delayed flights, and cramped gates. Their baggage is delivered by hand. Their cars are parked underground in secure garages. Even their pets receive opulent treatment, including private resting areas and gourmet meals. They are to be reminded throughout the experience that they are not a part of the crowd. They operate in their very own world. One thing becomes clear as we peel back the layers of these secret airports and hidden terminals. Traveling by air is not a one-size-fits-all experience. There is only one world. One is the world of long lines, noisy boarding gates, and plastic chairs. The other is a hushed, velvet-covered world filled with luxurious suites, safe passageways, and private entrances. The majority of people will never even get a glimpse of the second world in which billionaires live. So the next time you're waiting at security with your shoes off, remember that only a few hundred yards away, behind unmarked doors, someone else is walking into a private suite where champagne is served. Their luggage is already waiting. And their car will drive them straight to the jet. These hidden facilities reveal just how far the gap between ordinary travel and billionaire travel has grown. For them, airports are not a hassle. They are a carefully curated experience, hidden in plain sight, designed to remind them of their place above the crowd. And that is the secret world of airports only billionaires use. Hidden, luxurious, and invisible to almost everyone else.